What's going on, people? Welcome back to the Red Devil Circle. It's been a minute since we come out here to do a video just because of work and all that stuff. But there's no better time than to come out here in front of you all in a time like this where we have so much positives around the club. I'm excited, and I feel like I speak for every United fan that there's just so much positive buzz around the club right now. And the character of manager that we've brought to coach this team couldn't have come at a better time, at a time where we're all feeling really stupid from all the previous managers we've had. You know the phrase "fool me once, shame on you." It's starting to look like that. Fool me twice, fool me thrice, fool me four times. It's starting to look like that, and no one wants to look dumb anymore. But this you can definitely get behind because this manager has come in and spoken to the fans, spoken to the club, spoken to the players. He's covered everything. He's done his homework. I don't even know how he's had time to look at this club in its entirety like that. He's just the perfect man for the job. Speaking to the fans, he said he's understood our plight. He said, "Look, I'm gonna come in here," and he's zoned in on the word identity. He knows what this team lacks. He knows what the club lacks. He knows what the club wants, and he's right away said, "Look, identity is going to be the first thing I'm going to work on," and that is fucking brilliant for bringing in a coach that knows what is needed in the club, that knows what the fans want, that can relate to the fans. Nothing else can fill you with much excitement than this. It's just positive, and there's nothing negative about this guy since when he's walked in. You know how maybe you don't, your roommate just left, and you're trying to look for a new roommate. And I don't think people actually do this. I've only seen this in the movies, but you start holding an interview to see what kind of roommate is gonna come stay with you, that you could be able to tolerate. And so far, out of the 50 you've had, 50 selections you've had, they've all been shit. And this guy just walks in, and you're like, yeah, this is the one. Everyone else, get out of my fucking room. This is the one. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about this guy. He brings a lot of positive vibe to the fan base, to the club, to the players. And speaking to the players, he's already showed what kind of culture, what kind of environment he wants to create. Everyone needs to work for each other. That's what he's come out and said indirectly. He said, "Look, I've played all positions apart from goalie and whatever, right? I've played all positions, and every player on that team should be ready to play whatever position I tell them to play." So right away, he's already setting the tone of what kind of coach he's gonna be and what kind of expectations the players should expect. What kind of expectations the players should have with him as a coach. You have to be ready to work for each other, and as much as you're also having fun on the pitch, you need to be able to work for each other. You need to have that unity, um, and just if you want to play a certain style of football, you kind of need that. You need people to be unselfish. You need people to understand that the only way the team wins, it's by it's by being unselfish. It's by doing what is needed for the team, not what is needed for your highlights or for you know or for your glory on the morning news or whatever. So this is just brilliant. He's spoken to everyone, and he's giving us what we want to hear. Like, he said everything in such a perfect way, and in with a club that is in such a state as Manchester United, to be able to bring that much positive vibes in a time that everyone's so skeptical after so many managers, it's brilliant already. And watching his first training session, he's already he's already zoned in. He's submerged himself in this mud or in this pothole or whatever, and he's ready to dig us out the mud. He's got his feet under the table or whatever. He's getting his feet wet, and he's just ready to work. And right away, he's already coaching. He's doing one-on-one coachings with the players and how he wants them to play, how he wants their movement. I'm just really excited about this guy, and he seems like a manager that players can relate to and also respect. He has that human side of him as well. He doesn't act like a robot, and he knows how to communicate, which was what Ten Hag was missing a lot. So, yeah, I don't think you really see him falling out with people. He knows how to get his word out there and make them listen. Right away, he's already spoken to the players, telling them you have to play for the team. So, yeah, there's nothing that doesn't fill me with excitement about Ruben. But moving on to the team selection, there's a lot of rumors and about the 3-4-3 and how he's gonna implement that at Manchester United, which I think that's how he's gonna start right away. And why I think he's gonna do that right away with the team. I mean, maybe he might play with a 3-5-2 or something, but I think he's right away he's gonna implement his 3-4-3 style because in his interview he's already talked about the players in the Manchester United shirt already ready for the challenge because they're at Manchester United, so you must be good enough. So right away, I feel like the players, he's gonna try to do this system with them, and I feel like we just have, especially in the center back role, it's very hard to miss um what our formation will be there. I'm pretty sure Lissandro will start on the left of the three, Euro on the right. Hopefully, he's kind of ready to go, and he still has his basic movements right. He's gonna need to shake the raw stuff. So does Luke Shaw. I know they'll be looking to impress, but they will need time to embed into this team to get their fitness up to yeah get up to pace. So does Malacia. So yeah, but we have the players to be able to try. He said we might not um see us playing like Sporting right away, but you see his idea being engraved into this team. So that's a positive. I'm seeing Lissandro on the left, you're on the right, Delete in the middle, but don't be surprised if that changes because sometimes Delete's discipline might occasionally disappear. Sometimes his discipline might I you know what I mean. Sometimes he makes some rational decisions, but I also think with the right people beside him, they can cover for him. Because most of the time you saw his flaws, it was when Ten Hag was there. But during this Van Nistelrooy short term, interim position, everyone was working for each other. Each other. If Lissandro misses a tackle, Masrao is right there. Boom. If Delete misses a tackle, Lisandro is right there. So that's the kind of team camaraderie we need, and I feel like with the vibe this manager brings, that's gonna continue as well. So also, Delete might be our starting or maybe he might favor a different option. You never know. I still feel like Lindelof is also a good player, um, but De Ligt will be my first pick as well. He's just a bit irrational sometimes, but with the right people beside him, it'll be good. It'll be all good. Um, Obviously Malasia probably gonna be on the bench. Luke Shaw, I see him playing in the four, in the four defender role as a wing back, in the four midfield role, and on the right, I see uh, I see Mazraoui there. I think I don't think Dalot. I'm not putting down Dalot, but I feel like Mazraoui has more about him, especially defensively, and he's just more well-rounded. And in terms of working in tight spaces and still being able to run back and cover for his defenders, I just see Mazraoui as a more well-rounded player than Dalot will be. So I won't be surprised if he goes with Mazraoui instead of Dalot. But also, Luke Shaw's sharpness and match fitness is not there yet. So Dalot still has time to show what he can bring to the team. So yeah, I'm seeing Luke Shaw and Dalot on the left, Dalot on the right. Sorry, Mazraoui on the right, Luke Shaw on the left, and in the midfield, with the way he's been working with Kobe Manu in training, I won't be surprised if Kobe comes in there. Though personally, I'll still like that Ugarte and Casemiro partnership because I feel like they understand what's needed in the midfield and they understand each other, how to work for each other. But I won't be surprised if Manu comes in there and fits in nicely in a system like this, and the fact that he's providing such one-on-one coaching, it looks like he might want to try to go with Manu, and it looks like in his contract he has to bring up our brightest talents like Euro and Manu. So I won't be surprised if Manu comes in there, and maybe we have Casemiro now on the bench. But I just want everything to work out well for the manager. I don't want him to be under pressure right away. So what I'm really looking for is seeing the idea, like he's promised, be starting to be engraved in the team, and I can definitely get behind that. He's definitely sweet talked us, and we're ready to see a match day now. So yeah, um, in terms of the attack, the three attacks, um, definitely gonna see. I feel like we're gonna see Hoyland there and Rashford and Garnacho. But what I will go for would be Ahmad and Garnacho because I think those players are very direct and it gives you what you need going forward. Because in a Amorim system, you look to supply the aerial threat in Hoyland. You look to supply him with a lot of chances down the wing right there. You kind of bounce the ball around the midfield and the back line, and then you're taking advantage of the wide spaces. So I see the wingers being very direct and also being able to walk hard all around. So that's why I wouldn't necessarily put Rashford as my first choice, but it depends on how what the manager sees. Um, in my opinion, I'll put Garnacho there on the left and Ahmad on the right. And I still think Anthony can play a role because Anthony, I've said this before, understands the basics of being a winger, and I still think he could play a role there. Who knows? This might be an Anthony resurgence, but yeah, um, I wouldn't necessarily pick Rashford because I feel like defensively he doesn't have that. He can be very direct and recently we've seen that he could put some shitty crosses. I'm just kidding, but yeah, he does put some really shitty crosses in, and yeah, that moves me nicely onto Hoyland, because Hoyland is almost never there when the ball is being played in early, and I feel like that's a problem, and I feel like that's where Xerxes could try to, you know, take the mantle in that sense, take over and own that central position, because Holland has not been much of an aerial threat for us, and especially during Ruud van Nistelrooy's era, a lot of balls were being played early, and we're just missing that man in there to be a threat in the opponent's box, and Holland wasn't doing that. And we've seen so many times that Holland is so bad at hold up play, and just aerially he doesn't make his presence known in the box, and that's where I think that if Zexi can come there and try to take over that mantle, we already know that Zexi has a good hold up play. So if Zexi can try to take over that, then he might have a chance of playing. Even though a lot of people are not seeing that now. I mean, Hoyland has the build, which is what I think people are looking at. Trying to compare him with the Sporting striker Gil Queiroz or something. Hoyland has the build, but don't forget he gets bullied. This guy gets thrown around like a kid in the Premier League. So yeah, and his hold up play is so shit. But he does look like a big guy. But he definitely doesn't, like show that. So who knows how our striking position will be, but that might be an area to watch out for. But yeah, that covers what I'm gonna talk about today. I'm excited as much as you guys. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video if you like how we move on this channel, how we dissect and interact on this channel. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see you guys on match day. Peace out.